Hi, happy Friday. Welcome to the 3 things I learned in Saas Sports Tech and Lab events. This week, we're going to cover what we learned at rock bottom. So a lot of us in our careers, and especially when we're growing a business, are going to reach times that feel like rock bottom. For us, we started our business in 2007, so rock bottom hit pretty quick in 2008 when there was a financial meltdown, and then we had some hard times after that for some years. We want to share what we learned along the way, what we would do and what we wouldn't, and then some of the good advice we got from mentors that helped us avoid some of the problems that are out there. I hope you enjoy them. Number 1, never make decisions in extreme states. We are emotional human beings. Sometimes those emotions take us to the clouds, sometimes they have us in the dumps. Now, when you're in a high leverage situations like running a business, you can get in the dumps. Add to that a crappy night's sleep, some bad travel, maybe a big loss, maybe you're a little bit sick. And you can find yourself there pretty regularly. I did in the early years. It's really important, every psych book will tell you and every mentor will tell you not to make any major decisions in either extreme state, whether all the way in the clouds or all the way at the bottom. Let's save those decisions when we're a little bit more level-headed down the road. That's number 1. Number 2, map it out once and then be done with it. I cannot share how much time I wasted from 2008 to 2012 staring at financial forecasts, staring at bank statements, just doing forecasting and scenario planning over and over and over again. It doesn't help you. That's a way of what-if thinking. I had a mentor finally pulling me aside and say, 1 hour a week, indulge yourself. Sit down, understand all the forecasts, understand all the scenarios, and then move on to what you're doing. Trust me, it will save you a lot of heartache and wasted time. I know, I wasted a lot of time. That's number 2. You set a date that you can swim to. Often, when you get in the dumps, this sometimes lasts longer than a day, sometimes it lasts a week or longer. You made a decision that this was a path that you wanted to pursue. And you made that decision generally with a level head and with a lot of data. You know, when you change a job or when you choose to start a business. Choose a date that's 6 months or a year in the future, something that you know you can swim to, and then you'll worry about that decision then. Too often we get in these extreme states and we want to make the decision then. That's not the time to do it. Set the date 6 months in the future, and know that at that point you'll take the data that you're taking in now and you'll make a decision based on that. Know that it's okay. Too often we talk to people who are going through this hard time and they're like apologizing for it. They feel like it's abnormal for them to go through a rock bottom scenario with their business and that they're struggling through it. They always look for some kind of fix, things that are super useful like meditation and mindfulness, but they overdo them and they think that this is going to help them find a little bit more level thought process. Just know these times come and go, especially when you have so much stress coming on you in these moments where it feels like rock bottom, that your business might not make it. That's okay. Stop apologizing for it. Stop trying to fix it. Set that time 6 months from now and keep working towards it. That's number 4. Number 5, don't work harder to try to dig yourself out. Now, what happens when we run into tough scenarios is we're all superhuman and we think that we can just work longer days. That can work in small sprints, but otherwise you just end up grinding yourself down to a place that you don't want to go. Trust me, I've seen the end of that road. 10 hours is sufficient. 11 hours is sufficient. I know as an entrepreneur that doesn't sound like enough, but it is. And trust me on one thing, when you go beyond those numbers for an extended period of time, your work product gets pretty crappy. I know because I've seen my work product when it gets pretty crappy and we get to that point. Number 6, the one that goes counter to all you read on Twitter and LinkedIn and self-help and let's go get 'em entrepreneurship. Accept that it is okay to quit. When you're running east looking for a sunset, the person that turns around first wins. If you go through steps 1 through 5, if you understand when you're in extreme states, don't make decisions based on those. If you set a date 6 months out that you're going to work towards until you get there, if you understand that it's okay for you to feel the way that you feel sometimes and you don't have to push against it. If you limit the amount of time you spend with the what-if thinking on all the forecasting, and then you still get to a place where this isn't for you, that's okay. I remember when I was in that scenario, and I know a lot of people feel that way, the sense of embarrassment there would be if we failed at this, that we would be a failure or labeled a failure to the people around us. I got news for you. People aren't paying that much attention. They don't care. And the ones that do care just want us to be happy. Once you accept that quitting is actually an acceptable outcome, a lot of the pressure comes off your shoulders. We've been very blessed that we haven't reached step 6 yet. This has been a hell of a ride along the way. I hope you learned something along the way from us so you don't make the same mistakes we did. I apologize. I could add number 7, don't try to pass a volleyball with the tip of your pinky finger. As you can see, it turned out pretty poorly for me, but all is well. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. We'll see everybody next week on The 3 Things.